Hello and welcome to the 2026 NASCAR Outback Steakhouse Cubecar Cup Series Daytona Duels. We're going to be doing both Daytona Duel number 1 and 2 in the same video. Lots of fast cars. Anybody could win at these events for their qualifying at the Daytona 500. We'll see you there at Daytona. Well, here we are, Daytona International Speedway. The World Center of Racing, as they call it, as we look at the grandstands and the beautifully mowed grass, and as we're going to get ready for the Daytona Duel number 1, and for our driver standings right now. Let's take a look. First up, we got the 17 of Chris Buescher, very competitive in the clash last week. We'll see how he does today. Now we have the 16 of AJ Allmendinger. Then we have the 7 of Daniel Suarez, the 12 of Ryan Blaney, the 6 of Brad Keselowski, the 4 of Noah Gragson, the 8 of Kyle Busch, the Clash winner, then the 24 of William Byron, the 41 of Cole Custer, then we have the 22 of Joey Logano, the 1 of Ross Chastain, the 23 of Bubba Wallace, the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek, then we have the 36 of Chandler Smith. As well, we have the 99 of Corey LaJoie, the 48 of Alex Bowman, then the 51 of Cody Ware, then the 66 of Casey Mears, then the 60 of Ryan Preece, the 84 of Jimmy Johnson, and the 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen. We're about ready to get going green here for the first Daytona Duel. And green flag is out. We are racing at Daytona once more. Now leading the first lap, it is the 7 of Daniel Suarez. He's going to be leading the middle lane right there with Joey Logano right on his inside. Backed up by Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano looking very strong on the inside early. And look at that, Jimmy Johnson, he's right up behind him. Could this be the day where Jimmy Johnson will win at Daytona? That would be very exciting, folks. We'll have to wait and see. And Jimmy Johnson, he's moving up, going past Joey Logano to lead the inside line. With John Hunter Nemechek, his teammate, right behind him. It's a very good start for the Legacy Motor Club drivers. Now, Austin Dillon also looking very strong, but Brad Keselowski, those 4 RFK Fords seemed very fast yesterday in practice, so we'll see how they do in the duels tonight for the qualifying of the Daytona 500. Allmendinger right in the middle, trying to get through the pack, holding a nice steady position. Corey Heim all the way on the outside wall, going like 3, 4, 5 wide. And Corey Heim will have to unfortunately drop back, but we'll have to see if he can make it up this Truck Series champion. And Ross Chastain right in front of him in that Busch Light Chevrolet, looking very good for him, trying to stay with the pack. Now Brad Keselowski out front with Ryan Blaney right behind him, 2 Fords, and Ryan Preece falls back his teammate, but right beside him, here comes Ryan Preece right back. That's what RFK wants, those RFK Fords lined up in a line right together with Logano in front. This is great for the Fords right now. And you see Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch, they're out of the draft. All these Fords, and I believe, Bubba Wallace is also in there. Keep an eye on that 23 Xfinity Toyota. Kyle Busch still on the outside, trying to get in line to the draft. And Ryan Blaney right in front of his Penske teammate of the 22 of Joey Logano. Little trade spots right there. With the 6 of Brad Keselowski alongside the 8, going to try to block the 22 of Logano from advancing. So close, so close. And now 60 of Preece on the outside of Busch gets sent back as they're drafting. Really taken away from the 60 of Preece. As we'll go back to the 6, leading the lineup with Logano, Blaney, and Busch right behind him on lap 3-7 for the first Daytona Duel. Looking very good for Brad Keselowski. It would be great if he got a win today for the team's momentum and the chance to win the Daytona 500. Now, we all know that he doesn't have to win to get in. But as we look for Jimmy Johnson back in the second pack, there's 2 packs now. A smaller pack leading up front, while a larger pack out back. Could the larger pack catch the one out front? Now, John Harnewcheck, not looking good, way back there. Probably won't win today. Kyle Busch on the way outside. Nobody to help him. I don't know how long he'll stay there, but it looks like the second pack might be catching the first pack, folks. We'll see a lot of competitors catch up to the first pack, and we'll see how that works out. Yep, Blaney's fallen back into the second pack. Blaney is no longer in the first pack there. We're on Chandler Smith with 36 part-time, trying to get into the Daytona 500 and race his way in. Now back to the 60 Priest. Johnson's there, but look at who is there. Corey LaJoie trying to race his way in. If he's the furthest of Chandler Smith and Casey Mears, he will get into the Daytona 500. Very important for him. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Joey Logano, 3 of them right there, racing for the top spot, trying to stay in the draft as well. So you go back to Jimmy Johnson. He's there in the front pack, looking very good for the 7-time champion. Now Casey Mears, this is what that 66 team wants. They want to get in front of all the 36 and the 99 to get in front and go to the Daytona 500. Now 99 not looking good out of the draft. It'll have to be a lot of work for that 99 team to come back and get in front of the 66. Now the 66 leading the 22 of Logano. Now Logano might not want to stay behind him. A pretty unexperienced racer in this car. Not really the fastest, so Logano might want to try to make a move. But it seems like Priest already has, and Casey Mears is dropping back. The 60 of Ryan Priest will go in 4th on that lap, but Kyle Busch is the leader for this lap, folks. And you see William Byron on the outside trying to make a move up there. And the 60 of Priest, once again, doing very well. He's done well in the Clash, and he's doing well here. It really seems like Ryan Priest wants to get a win this year, and lots of them. And Cole Custer used to be a Ford, now a Chevrolet, trying it out with the other Chevrolets here. But he's got no manufacturer help besides Kyle Busch, who races past him. Is that Jimmy Johnson in front? It seems like it is. And AJ Allmendinger, the 16, looking really good for him as well. All lots of chances to win the first duel. Jimmy Johnson out of turn 4 with Logano right behind him. Looks to be all clear for the 7-time champion. But it's Kyle Busch with the second pack. He leads the final lap. It's the final lap, folks, of the first duel for the Daytona race. Casey Mears trying to get in front and stay there in front of the 99 of Corey LaJoie. But look at Shane Van Gisbergen. As we go back there, yeah, the 97, Shane Van Gisbergen, a road racer. He's doing very well at these drafting tracks. Only his 2nd full-time year in the NASCAR Cup Series. We go back to Suarez and Johnson. Their hopes are dashed for this Daytona duel win. But here we go. The 6 of Brad Keselowski and Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie is in front of all his competitors. Could this be the day? The crowd is cheering. Shane Van Gisbergen is out front. Keselowski right behind him. Keselowski falls back out of line. It's the 99 or the 97. Who's gonna win it at the line? It's LaJoie. Corey LaJoie. Even though we didn't see it, our NASCAR officials are checking it over. And it seems, yeah, Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie is your 2026 Daytona Duel #1 winner. And that means he's going to the Daytona 500. It doesn't matter what the other drivers place. Unless they get first, we'll have to decide. But in Daytona Duel #2, Corey LaJoie will move on to the Daytona 500. What a great job for that RFK part-time team. You know, Corey LaJoie lost his ride back in 2025. He's going to do a part-time schedule this year, and coming off with a win for the Duel #1. That's a great start. And could Corey LaJoie win the Daytona 500? That'll mean he's going to be big hopes for this year. So confetti will fly for the 99 of Corey LaJoie. Great overall team right there for RFK, you know, deciding to sign him at the last minute. Great job for the 99. And we'll see you soon in Daytona Duel number 2. Coming up next. Now here is Daytona Duel number 2. We are back at Daytona the Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing, and one of these drivers will go to the Mobile 1 victory lane for winning Daytona Duel number 2. Let's take a look at our driver lineup. First up is the 11 of Denny Hamlin, then the 21 of Josh Berry, then we have the 19 of Chase Briscoe, the 35 of Riley Herbst, the 20 of Christopher Bell, the 2 of Austin Cindric, then we have the 38 of Zane Smith, the 9 of the 5 of Kyle Larson, then the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 34 of Todd Gilliland, the 10 of Ty Dillon, the 40 of Justin Allgaier, the 43 of Eric Jones, the 44 of JJ Yaley, the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., then we have the 62 of Anthony Alfredo, the 54 of Ty Gibbs, and the 71 of Michael McDowell, the 77 of Carson Hocevar, the 78 of BJ McLeod, and the 88 of Connor Zilich. Alright folks, stand on your feet. We're going racing at Daytona for the Daytona Duel number 2. It is underway as the crowd cheers, and we'll take a look who led the first lap. It's Josh Berry out front, out in the way top lane, but it seems like back in Duel 1, the same thing. The inside lane is the preferred lane for these races here today. Leading that inside lane is Connor Zilich, the young rookie champ, very good Xfinity Series racer back in 2025. He's doing very well for himself right here, showing himself in Daytona Duel number 2. As we'll go back to the 43 of Eric Jones, back of the pack with JJ Yaley. Has fallen way back. There's something wrong with the 43, it appears. Then the 20 of Christopher Bell with the 71 of Michael McDowell. And then the 5 mid-pack with Chase Briscoe. Looking kind of good for him. Anthony Alfredo, though, really pushing. Gonna try to match the 99 of Corey LaJoie for that spot in the Daytona 500. That's the only thing that they can do right now. So we look at Riley Herbst in the 35, but the 47 of Stenhouse looking pretty good for him in front of Ty Dillon and Hocevar. Hocevar has been very close to wins back in 2025, just hasn't had any. Could this be the day of the Daytona Duel number 2 where he could get his win and get a second place, a starting spot in the Daytona 500? Wouldn't that be amazing for the 77 of Hocevar? His second full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. Looking very good for him so far. His team's going to try to tell him to keep pushing and don't let anything try to stop you there. 38 of Zane Smith here with Hamlin and the 35 of Riley Herbst. You can see up there the 40 of Allgaier, also looking very well for himself. He does not need to race his way in, he will be in. But Chase Elliott, right on with him right now, NASCAR's most popular driver, in the middle lane with his teammate of Kyle Larson right in front of him. Hocevar still holding his own very well with Ty Dillon and Austin Cindric right behind him. Hocevar looking very strong, lap 3 out of 7 on this race. Go back to Riley Herbst, who's fallen back a little bit, but still keeping up with his pack right here. Now back to Hocevar. Cindric has been able to pass him, the 2022 Daytona 500 winner of Austin Cindric, right in front of Hocevar. But with Josh Berry on the outside, looking strong for that Wood Brothers number 21 Ford Mustang. Now the 9 of Chase Elliott on the outside. Does he have help? It does not appear so, but Hocevar is going to try and move up and push the 9. Or will he? We'll see. The 77 of Hocevar still making a good move right in the middle with Ty Gibbs in front of him, but Josh Berry has moved up to the front, folks. Josh Berry in that 21 Ford, lap 4 out of 7. As I said, the The 21 of Josh Berry looking very good for himself. And we go back to Connor Zilic, not looking good for him though, the rookie. He used to be out in front, but now he's out in the back. The pack, Ty Gibbs, still searching for his first win, although 2 years, or 3 whole years in the full-time Cup Series. Now the 62, looking pretty good for himself, right behind Austin Cindric. He's going to try and match the 99 so he can have a chance of getting into the Daytona 500. That's the only way they can get in. Riley Herbst, though, from 2311 Racing, or 23XI, for that Monster Energy Toyota Camry on the outside lane. He's always been looking pretty good at these races, as anyone can win, but Allgaier, Justin Allgaier for Junior Motorsports, showing himself very good in the Daytona Duel number 2 with Eric Jones and Michael McDowell right behind him, and the 47 of Stenhouse Jr. just on the outside trying to get any movement he can, but no one's there to help him. As we go back to Zilic, lots of scrapes and bangs. This 88 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing not looking good today, folks. The 77 of Hocevar are back there in kind of like the second grouping. The 40 of Allgaier from the front to around 10th or 11th or 6th to be. The 71 trying to pair up with the 77 of Hocevar, its teammate, with Kyle Larson right behind him, a line of Chevys down there. Looking very good, only split by the 19 of Chase Briscoe, Ty Dillon. Yeah, 3 Chevys and then 3 Toyotas. That's how it's going to be on the bottom lane here. The 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 62 of Anthony Alfredo as we come on lap to 6 out of 7. The 77 of Hocevar out front once more. Can the 77 win it today? For the 5 of Kyle Larson, this is a very good race here, not being able to win on a super speedway. Could he do it today as well? Chase Briscoe also in the mix, but look at the real-life Daytona 500 winner, Tyler Reddick. He's also there in Daytona Duel number 2. Lots of these guys trying to win their first super speedway race. And Hocevar looking very good for himself, could win today. Michael McDowell, though, he's won the 2021 Daytona 500, and he plans to win Daytona Duel number 2, leading the 19 of Chase Briscoe and the 77 of Hocevar. Alfredo trying to move his way in with Kyle Larson, but can he get there? No, it seems like he's falling back. This is probably the end of the hopes for the 62 of Anthony Alfredo. Trying to get any piece of the draft he can, but it's not going to be enough. To Kyle Larson. Now Hocevar. Hocevar is out front. And Tyler Reddick is right behind him. The Daytona 500 winner in real life. Tyler Reddick or Carson Hocevar out of turn 4. Onto the front straightaway to the tri-oval. Is it going to be Carson Hocevar or Tyler Reddick? At the line, it's Carson Hocevar. Hocevar has won his first NASCAR Cup Series race in the form of the Daytona Duel number 2. And that means Corey LaJoie will be moving on to the Daytona 500, folks. What a duel race that was. And the 77 of Hocevar, they've got to be so proud of themselves. They had a great car today and an excellent driver, putting up blocks where they needed and making the moves when they wanted it to. The 77, just an all-around great performance today for Carson Hocevar. And, so close for Tyler Reddick to both win Daytona Duel number 2 and the Daytona 500, but just not today for Tyler Reddick. And back to Hocevar, he's come so close. And he finally did it this time. We'll see you at the booth. Here we are. What a duel that was for Corey LaJoie and Carson Hocevar. Carson has never won before, and this was his best race by far. And for Corey LaJoie with part-time, it's been great for him in RFK. We'll see you at Daytona 500 with these 2 duel winners.